You've seen their signs on paveways, on telephone poles, and even lying around randomly. Who are these people? What are they campaigning for? And what are their faces doing on big boards? Find out all about that right here on This is Thailand. The boards that you've seen earlier are campaign boards for candidates running for the Bangkok governor position. And this year, the Bangkok governor election falls on Sunday, May the 22nd. And this is the first time that an election will be held since the coup in 2014. There are over 30 candidates that are running for the position, but let me give you a quick introduction to the top 6 formidable contenders. The top 6 candidates in the order of their campaign number. Let's start with candidate number 1, Wirod Lakhana Adisorn from the Move Forward Party. Wirod comes strong with his slogan, which is "Time is over for sweeping problems under the carpet. It's time to vote for a governor ready to ram through for Bangkokians." In other words, he is ready for a head-on collision with any serious issues that are harming the city and its citizens. He's known for being very outspoken, and a lot of his supporters are of the younger generation. Some of the topics that he's spoken out on were about bribery and corruption, saying that these issues are responsible for draining 15% of the BMA's 100 billion baht annual budget. Even though Wirod is quite new to the political scene, one of his most notable appearances was when he went down to investigate hands-on the case of Mo Kratai, the optometrist who was killed on a zebra crossing by a young policeman riding a Ducati in Bangkok in January this year. Many people have commended him for his rapid and hands-on response to the case. Our second candidate, number 3, Sukonthi Pattayakul, is an independent candidate. He is the former deputy Bangkok governor and used to be the member of the Pracharat Party, which is the party of Prayut Chan-o-cha. Because of some internal disputes, he decided to leave the party and run for Bangkok governor position with the slogan, "Bangkok can be better." A lot of his main supporters are from the People's Democratic Reform Committee, or PDRC, because he has played a big part in many of the PDRC events in the past. With his slogan, "Bangkok can be better," Sukonthi has promised to amend some laws to help people to have better quality of lives in the city. One of them being the water drainage problem in many of the major areas in Bangkok. Several people in certain areas where such chronic problems exist seem to be favoring his policies. Up next, candidate number 4, Suchatwi Suwarnasawat from the Democrat Party. Better known by his nickname Dr. A, he is the former chancellor of King Mongkut's Institute of Technology Lat Krabang, but has now jumped into politics and joined the race in potentially becoming the next Bangkok governor. His slogan is, "Let's change Bangkok, we can do it." And Dr. A's vision is that Bangkok needs to be a city of welfare and benefits, meaning that everyone will be able to live and have equal access to amenities that the city has to offer, regardless of their socio-economic status. One of the biggest dreams he has is also for Bangkok to ultimately become the model city for ASEAN. Candidate number 6, Police General Asawin Kwanmueang. He is also an independent candidate. Police General Asawin is Bangkok's most recent former governor, who was appointed by the National Council for Peace and Order to fill in this position, which he did, and stayed in for 5 years and 5 months before stepping down from the position just earlier this year. But before he resigned, he mentioned that he will be back soon. Hence the slogan, "Bangkok must go on," or in other words, he wants to continue what he has been doing so far. Now, a lot of you are probably questioning, why would someone resign from a position and then reapply for the same position 5 months later? Well, to paraphrase what he said to the reporters, he mentioned that he did not dislike the party he was working for at that time, but he just felt like he couldn't continue with them anymore, and it was probably a better idea if he worked alone. He has altogether 8 policies that he wants to continue, which are, firstly, to continue to solve the flooding situation. Secondly, continue to create safer roads and paveways for the people. Number 3, continue to promote good health for the people by having medical facilities close to their homes. Number 4, continue to create a good urban environment, adding more green areas with proper waste management in place. Number 5, continue to endorse youngsters in the city to have learning mindset through education, and continue to make Bangkok City a safe zone, meaning a place where there is less crime and less prone to natural disasters. Number 7, continue to connect Bangkok to the digital world, enable people to receive services from the government agencies in a rapid and transparent manner. And lastly, continue to take care of people of all age groups, ensuring that everyone can access services and welfare provided. Next up, we have candidate number 8, Chachad Sithipan, who is also an independent candidate. Chachad is the former transport minister, but many Thais know him as the strongest man in the world from this meme. This is when he was out and about many years back and got caught photographed exiting a temple with a bag of food and without shoes. Now, the lack of entourage or a single piece of brand name accessory in sight earned him the title of someone who is very, very down to earth. But let's talk about his achievements today. He is at the moment being praised for being forward-thinking and innovative when it comes to his skinny campaign advertisements on Bangkok's crowded sidewalks. People have been sharing pictures of his campaign boards on social media, and the posts have gone viral. Most commenters praise the signs for its effective yet modest design that shows sensitivity to pedestrians and road users. Most of his policies tend to go towards improving Bangkokians' quality of life by improving the social welfare of Bangkok residents and maximize the use of urban spaces to spur economic activities. And last but not least, candidate number 11, Lieutenant Commander Sitha Tiwari from the Thai Sang Thai Party. Lieutenant Commander Sitha is a former Bangkok MP and a former F-16 pilot who took a long hiatus from the political scene but is now back running for the position of Bangkok governor. He's hoping that his simple 3P policy will win the hearts of the Bangkok residents. The first P is for people. He promises that everyone in Bangkok will be given equal opportunity to access the amenities that the city has to offer and invest in the quality of life and well-being of the people. The second P is for profit. He promises to provide opportunities for lower-income earners to make a living. Concurrently, he wants to build trust with the people by making everything transparent. In other words, everything that was under the table before will now be put back onto the table for people to see. The third P is for planet. He promises to create a better and more sustainable way of life for the people in Bangkok. Now, according to a NIDA poll conducted on April 4th till the 8th, here are the people's opinions on the essential factors for candidates to win the election. Asked whether they thought national-level politics would have any effects on voters' decisions, 31.25% said yes, a lot. 30.41% said no, not at all. 24.38% said it would have some effect, and 13.96% said it would have little effect. Asked what they thought would be a decisive factor for a candidate to clinch victory in this election, 44.75% said his or her policies, 28.91% said individual qualifications and reputation, 9.36% said individual support base, 6.19% said the influence of his or her supporters, 6.04% said individual campaign line and strategy, 4% said support from the mass media, and only 0.75% said the individual's campaign budget. Now, of course, we cannot predict who will be the next Bangkok governor, but the burning question for a lot of Bangkok residents is not so much who will be the next Bangkok governor, but more importantly, will the next Bangkok governor honor his or her words after the election? How long will it take for them to implement those solutions to better the city? And ultimately, what will the future of Bangkok look like? Well, that's yet to be seen, but we'll know for sure by May 22nd. My last parting words for this episode: if you're Thai and you reside in Bangkok, please go out and vote because Bangkok is now in your hands.